Hey guys, my name is Kendrick. Today in my video, there's always consequences. And you know what? I really started really thinking about this earlier and stuff. And you know what? There's always consequences for everything, including good consequences. There are evil and there are bad consequences. And uh, and actually, the reason I want to talk about there's always consequences because I was in high school. I had a teacher who taught me like about like there's always a good path of good consequences, and you got the bad path of the consequences. The good consequences, like even if I make the right decisions, how to make better choices, how to way to eat right with my life, better to make choices to save money, do like pick the right people who are in my circle, and make good, better connections and better ideas, serve better ideas for the community, better choices. And the bad consequences, be, hang with the wrong crowd or pretty much not to be told, like I don't want to be told what to do. I just do things with whatever I want to do and I expect there'll be the consequences and not think my mess is not going to catch up to me for what things I do with my life. And I expect I'll be slammed into jail or getting shot and killed by another gang member and stuff. And I mean those type of like those like a bad consequences. And actually, there's always consequences between good and even bad. And the reason this study came across my mind today because I look at the fact today's society, how people think and how they function and stuff, and I look at the behaviors of the individuals, how they operate or walk around and stuff to me. And every time when I sit back and observe a lot of the results, how people operate and how they think, and it's just like I know everyone's gonna do their own thing regardless, whatever their choices they make in life. Put it like this, for example. Like let's say for myself, me and my other half, I say if I was single or married, me and my other spouse, pretty much kind of like to say we kind of make our choices, decisions, then pick a better place to live. Let's say we want to raise our kids in a household. We want our kids, even if we raise the kids the best of our function and ability. And when they get grown enough to raise them out of the real world, wherever the choice they decide, will influence, but for the next generation coming after my kids, and when they have children, whatever they make it about, like creating good stuff. And you know what? And the reason I say for the choices for the good like next generations because it's all to me. If I was gonna make like good choices or even there's consequences, I want to have a legacy, like have something to leave my children behind. Something so they don't have to work for the next generation coming. Let's say if I give it to the wrong one, they might just ruin it for the other generations coming after them, and because they had to go back so many generations, 20 generations back. And the reason I say this because there's always consequences to everything. There's always consequences, even if I make decisions. If I was doing bad choices, even bad choices, there's always consequences. Let's say if I kill somebody or hurt some. Well, actually, no, sorry. Let's say if I hurt somebody and now think my consequences is not gonna catch up, or now think there's not gonna be a price to be paid for that, for the person I took somebody's life, and now think there'll be no consequences for that, or think like no one's not gonna know my connections. Hey, I took one of their loved ones and don't think one of my loved ones is gonna be taken back from me. So there's always consequences to that. And um and I just wanted to say good consequences always something like then let's say if you pay off your whole house up and you paid your house off and you know what and you still gotta pay taxes, even you own that house but you still have to pay taxes on it. And sometimes I know it doesn't really make sense, but they just want to find ways just to own that money. And I talk about those are kind of like the good consequences. So in reality, there's always going to be consequences to anything, regardless if you got good consequences or bad consequences. And whatever choices I make, let's say for my children, I might think this might be good for me, and it might have some effect on my children. They might not like the way how I choose to live this life, or it may my life be like good for me. It might not be good for my children. I don't know if I consider that makes sense or not, but and the reason I address this out because there's always gonna be consequences. Even if it's like where I live at, where I work, the people I'm connected to, there's always consequences between whatever I encounter with or situations. There's always good and bad consequences. So anyway, so this is just the title of it. I just wanted to address it out. There's always consequences. So anyway, like, dislike, comment on below, see what you think. I will continue making more later on in the future. I'll be focused on a wonderful day. This is Kendrick Celestine, and I'm out.